I didn't realise that how to shit on humans was going to come up that big. Hilarious nonetheless. Carrier pigeons of old for the bluebird of Twitter. Campfire stories for media-rich content housed on sites like YouTube. Social marketing is really where social connections meet marketing objectives. We all need to start thinking socially because before people are consumers, they are in fact people. And people prefer and deserve to be talked to rather than talked at. And social marketing does just this. Consumers are people too. Lovely, lovely sentiment. That's mine. It changes the relationship between companies and consumers from one of master and slave to one of peer-to-peer. It allows big companies to once again act like little ones, individual ones, caring ones and interested ones. It allows Coca-Cola, for instance, to act like Sam from Linda's Farm Fish Shop. Now, I'll tell you why I like Sam, because he relates to me. He talks to me on my level and he understands where I'm coming from. He also puts in an extra dim sim and he makes me feel that special connection. I begin to feel like we're socially connected. And I return, and I've just spoken about Sam and Linda's Farm Fish Shop in front of you all. So obviously that's working and I get return service. Now, small companies can also have a bigger voice. If you haven't seen this, check it out. Blendtec, they simply use YouTube videos to show off the benefits and attributes of their product. They have blenders, snooze fest, I agree. But what if you take that blender and you blend ridiculous things? I mean, that's awesome, blending ridiculous things. That was a point where you were meant to clap. Thanks, Russ. He understands because he's going next. So suddenly these people have a bigger voice across the marketing span. And although it seems ridiculous to jam an iPad into a blender, suddenly this company, because they're talking relevantly about the benefits and attributes of their product, suddenly everybody knows who they are. It also allows, social marketing also allows for social change. For instance, recently, someone using Facebook brought back Hey Hey It's Saturday. Fair enough, it's on a Wednesday, but nonetheless. A group of people, and I think Greenpeace was involved, using YouTube, recently highlighted the fact that orangutans' habitats were getting destroyed by the suppliers that were supplying palm olive, it's shampoo, it's ridiculous. That wasn't planned, but it was humorous. And so this is great because this is people saying to a brand, hey brand, you're doing this, and this is the brand saying, okay, we're listening. They turn a negative into a positive. I mean, that's a great thing. And so the consumers are happy, the brand is happy, and a Planet of the Apes-like future remains a possibility for the sci-fi nerds amongst us. MySpace was also able to infect us all with Bieber fever, which I just can't get enough of. I can't. Really can't. Twitter, well, what can't you do in 140 characters or less? 141 characters, that's a little joke there. Get ready, gentlemen, here it comes. Social marketing is so hot right now. Now this is of course not a quote by any means. It's simply me bewildering you with pretty ladies. Now I wanted to get on to the product that we're talking about, and that is Soul Beer and what we did with Soul Beer. I didn't take a breath between that introduction, so that was a segue. Oh, look out. Soul Beer is a very interesting beast for us. Basically, we have a number of parties involved. We have CCM, which are the international owners of the beer, and Woolworths, who are the national distributors, and of course, we've got Red Jelly that takes care of the marketing and advertising. This puts us in a very strange but exciting position. Suddenly, we found ourselves between a company that wants nothing more than scantily clad Amazonian women riding exotic animals down the main streets of Sydney handing out free samples, and Woolworths, the sensible, reliable, conservative cornerstone. Why is that bit funny? I really planned out the first bit. The sensible, reliable and conservative cornerstone of Australian retailers. And this is great because we have to make sure that we have a solution that covers both of them. Clap. Now, to give you a little bit of history, Soul Beer has been in the international market since the late 1800s, but only in the national market for the last couple of years. We've been fortunate enough to work on this brand for the majority of those. Now, leading up to 2008 and 2009, we had major on-premise sales increase, so major sales within venues that Woolworths owned, nightclubs and pubs and whatnot. Now, as we entered 2009, 2010, we entered a new decade and a new mindset, and we realised that things were going to have to start getting done differently. Woolworths, being the retailer they are, had very, very simple objectives. Not as simple as this, but it's a very short presentation. Woolworths, being the retailer, said, hey, sell more beer. This was great because CCM really agreed with them, and they also said, sell more beer. And so obviously we had to have some kind of objective and to work out some plan of our own, and this was it. We needed to maintain and increase on-premise sales, increase off-premise sales, reinforce brand identity and increase the brand awareness. And up until this stage, Soul Beer had been known as the summer party beer. And so we wanted to come up with something straightforward that we could spread across all channels. And that was simple. We wanted people to get this idea. And that idea was throw a house party, because we thought, hey, well, probably less like the Fonz and more like a marketing professional, but we thought, hey, throw a house party, stock up on Soul Beer, share your experiences, win stuff, the end. 5 points looks much better than 4. So we wanted to spread this idea about throwing a house party. We looked after the on-premise stuff. We threw soul sets and advertised those, and soul sets are live music events that obviously happen in Woolworths-owned venues. But we really needed to get that idea that house parties were cool across. So we used national radio to push these house parties. We used point of sale to push on-premise, and there was on-premise advertising for the soul sets. We basically were using above the line for brand awareness and brand reinforcement, and a call to action to come online with competition details. Below the line was for interaction, rich brand engagement, involvement, and while I'm on a marketing buzz roll, synergy for our to complement our above the line activity with our below the line objectives. And here's some people having a party. And so we realised that what was happening now is that we were putting a lot of our spend into that point of sale and a lot of our spend into that soul set. So the money left over, that budget was was suffering what we considered to be the Olsen twin syndrome and was looking unhealthily slim. So what could we do? And so we turned to social marketing. But why social marketing? What were our objectives? Why do we want to use this platform? It was simple, and I've stolen this from somebody else, but this is what we wanted to do. We wanted to turn strangers into friends, friends into customers, and customers into brand advocates. We wanted to step away from the restrictions traditional media can place, i.e. Placement, audience involvement, yet we still wanted to complement our above-the-line activity. We wanted to find out more about our audience, live and breathe amongst them. We wanted to benefit from existing audiences. We wanted to live and breathe in real time, which was important because with these live music events, there were hundreds. We needed to be able to get that information across quickly, in the right way and to the right people. But where to start? Well, we started at the basics, and that was website design. And what we wanted to get out of website is we wanted something that was more interactive. We wanted to give people, I'm going to single that guy out, he made a creaky noise and it's put me off. Welcome, find a seat. Quickly. That's just rude. I've always wanted to do that. And I always thought it was going to be me on the receiving end. Yes. Sounds like he's from Seoul. Okay, moving right on.